Okay guys, so people have asked, hey man, how do you get piston pin clips in and out? Need yourself a good pair of pliers, for starters. I'm going to try these ones here. These ones are what I usually use. There's the part number, but they are quite worn, so I'm going to try a different set. But anyways, so the piston pin clip right here can be a big pain in the ass sometimes. If you get yourself a big Glad bag to work in, like a big Ziploc bag that you can see through, that way if your clip flies away, it gets caught in the bag rather than going across the room and being lost forever. So this is a 2.5 piston for a Traxxas, but that doesn't matter. So we're going to look at our clip. We're going to get that lined up. So you can see I have it by the tang in the center. We're going to roll it in. Obviously, you can only go in one side. If you have thumbnails, it helps. Roll. You'll hear it click. Oh, did I miss it? Yeah, I missed a hole here. It's never a good thing when that happens. Having shitty pliers doesn't help either. Like I said, I don't usually really film this because it is kind of tedious, but I'll show you guys how I do it. I'm going to go through the center first, and then like that. You see that? See, it's back in there. So next what you want to do, excuse me, is take yourself one of your Allen keys, doesn't matter which one, and push on the piston pin. You don't have to push super hard, but you want to push a little bit. And then just make sure that clip is fully seated. Take your time. If you have a magnifying glass, that helps too. You want to make sure that clip is fully seated in its little groove in there, because if it's not, that can pop out and damage your engine. Also, keep in mind with the Traxxas connecting rods, or most of them, if you have this cutout side, the chamfer on the piston right here, and also with the oil hole, lines up with that groove. See what I'm talking about? The oil hole lines up with the notch in the piston, and this faces towards the front of the block. So let's do this again here. I'm trying to look through the camera and do this at the same time, which is not easy, but anyways, you guys get the idea. Is take and pull slightly towards yourself. Oops. And you can usually carefully roll the clip out. Straighten your clip back up again. Try to do this carefully here without losing the damn thing. Having a black or a dark colored background doesn't help much either. So usually having something down like a white towel helps a lot so you can see what you're doing. Come on, focus. There we go. Oh, there's my cat. Freaked me out. I was like, what the hell is that? So then you want to start with the big end, like I said, the curled over end. In first. And give it some light pressure pushing in. Hear the click? And there you go. It's back in again. And like I said, take your Allen key or a pick and just lightly, you don't have to push hard on it, but just a little bit. See, it's in there. So it's just like that easy. That's usually the scariest part of rebuilding these engines that people get upset about and they don't know what to do, or they yank on the clip, or they distort it, or they push it too hard. But you want to push, apply some inward pressure and twist. You'll feel it snap in there. But that's how easy it is in order to replace that piston pin clip right there. Some engines will have two. This is actually a captured piston, so that means it doesn't have two of them. It has only one. So obviously, as you can see, this hole is smaller. Also, with the wrist pin, on these engines, the open side of the wrist pin faces towards this hole. Very important. Because what will happen is sometimes they'll have a hole all the way through. Like that one. That's for a Pro 15, but that doesn't really matter. So sometimes they'll have a hole all the way through and then the clip. Sometimes they'll have two clips. But like I said, if it's an open hole only on one side, so you can see that side is capped, and it's open, that always faces towards the clip side of the piston, because if you put it the wrong way around, you won't be able to get that clip in or out. And it'll drive you absolutely freaking mental. And like I said, the oil hole, this is for all Traxxas 2.5 and 3.3s, or most engines, unless something's different. that oil hole lines up with the open clip side of the piston and this cutout. All has to go in the same direction. Because if you put this rod backwards and the oil hole is facing the wrong side, bad things can happen to your engine. And you don't want that, neither do I. But anyways, guys, hopefully that makes life a little bit easier and more understandable and less scary. Also, like I said, get yourself one of those big Costco-sized Glad Ziploc bags, the clear ones, and you can put your hands right inside of it. And that way you can work with it nice and easy without worrying about your clip going twang and flying away on you. Because when that happens, it really sucks. Because oftentimes, depending on the engine manufacturer, sometimes they don't sell these clips individually, and you have to buy a new wrist pin to get another clip. Sometimes, I think even Traxxas does sell these clips separately for maybe a couple bucks for 2 of them. So if you're a first-time engine builder, I'd suggest maybe ordering a few of those clips. Maybe 2 or 3 of them in case you fuck one up, but or lose one. But like I said, the Glad bag trick works. And also, when you're assembling your engine, don't forget to put some lubrication up in here, right? So you want to put some oil up in the wrist pin area and the pin bores here. Your favorite racing caster oil, like Blendzall or something, will be fine, or your favorite 2-stroke oil, or even just synthetic engine oil will be absolutely fine in here. Because you got to remember, these are extremely highly stressed parts, especially when the engine's new. And also, someone was saying Traxxas braking method. No, don't follow that. It's extremely hard on your engine, and it wears things out faster. What happens, why these engines have the problem of the rod splitting, is, for one, the aluminum is softer, and all that stress, especially with that heavily channeled rod, will cause fatigue in here, and eventually will egg this pin bore, and the piston will jump up and down on here, and it will split it if it's like it was hit with an axe. So preheat your Traxxas, or any engine, doesn't matter if it's Traxxas or not. Give them a preheat. Preheat them up and take your time with it. Starting a freezing cold engine and going driving with it right away is the worst thing you can do. It's super hard on it. People argue, well, no, I've been doing it this way for 40 years. Well, that's good for you. But if you want an engine that breaks in easier and lasts longer and starts easier, that's how you do it. Is give them some preheat when they're new like that. At least for the first few, 3 or 4 tanks probably. Anyways, guys, hopefully that helps. I don't even know what the hell day it is. But anyways, happy whatever day it is. And thanks for watching. Keep on burning nitro out there. Later.